Hey traders, it's Leaf West. I'm looking at Apple. I had a live trading session this morning for members of my intraday trading team, and we were hawking Apple pretty well at the start of the day, and it took up a big portion of our time together because it was a good stock. I know it was long a swing from Friday on the 10-minute chart. Let's do quickly to show you a 10-minute chart, and I tweeted about this trade anyways. We got long. I got long, sort of first thing in the morning on Friday, based on this pullback off this kickoff sort of move that Apple had after their quarterly results came in, and sure enough, it's extended those gains. And I'm going to show you a few things on this. First of all, there was a I'll pull back to the opening range that we talked about during the live trading, and the market had just gone up and sort of tested the highs from late Friday, and actually broke above and pulled back, which is pretty normal. And I told people that I was long the swing, so I wasn't going to interday trade this, but a couple of guys did trade this. They sent me emails afterwards thanking me for the setups and what have you. But if you look, I was telling people that a perfect spot to play Apple here was on a pullback right to the opening range, and I suggested just pick a spot about 4 or 5 cents above the opening range and do a partial entry into your trade here, and Bob's your uncle. And so some people got long on that trade, and then as we were hawking it, we a little while later, just shortly thereafter, we looked and we saw a contraction pattern right here. You can see that there's a higher low in the swing highs, in the swing lows. There's a higher low, and right here after this was put in, there was a lower high. So we ended up drawing a contraction pattern on this deal, and we hawked that for a few minutes, and I think some people got long on that one as well. And that we're price is showing us basically that it did not want to go down, it did not want to go lower by staying in this top gap for this contraction pattern. And then sure enough, price went and broke, went through the first target, went through the second target, and now I think it's going to go to the third target. It looks like today it's going to do that. So just about made it to the third target. Anyways, let me just switch to a 3-minute chart now. My view on this, if you look at it a little more closely, and we signed off. When did we sign off today? We signed off just after 12 o'clock, so it might have been just right in here as the contraction pattern candles were coming into play. But anyways, we're looking at it as a 1, 2, 3. This was the fourth wave, and so my goal was to sell half my swing from Friday on the fifth wave move. But this was right into just after noon, this push here, and it was right at the prior high. So I took that advantage of that and sold what I was planning to keep to 453.80, which was right above this area. And I'll show you why I was doing that as well, just so that people can see what goes on in my little mind. If you look at the retracement from this high, come on, get on there so I can draw this. From this high to this low, roughly there. Anyways, and so my thought was that, and I blogged about this, was that I wanted to watch the 61.8 level, this blue line, the 78.6 level, which was this line, to see what price was going to do as it moved higher off of this break of the contraction pattern. My view is that price is going to choke a bit on this previous high, so I wanted to get out before we got there. So my goal was kind of, the high here is 454.45, so my target was 453.80, and we've actually got to 453.90. So I should have held on, I guess, but a few pennies, 70 cents on 200 shares. That was not a big deal. I'm still long. I still got 200 shares left. So I moved my stop to 448.70, which actually this is not a great retracement, because my retracement actually shows basically that is right to the penny on one of these retracement levels. Anyways, so that's what happened on Apple today, and I still think that it goes higher with the market. But right now, this pattern looks so much like a five-wave pattern. Again, one move up to a new swing high this morning. The pullback was two. The big leg higher into lunch was three. The lunch hour grind, sort of like a triangle, was forming. Let me just draw that for you guys. Right, so a wedge triangle, is a normal, sort of a normal, which is sort of a normal fourth wave, right? So that was our fourth wave, and so the fifth wave was my target was, if you look at it, let's sort of show you what it was. If I extend from the beginning of the third wave to the end of the third wave, go back and this was my target area. This doesn't look the same as what I drew this morning. But anyways, this to me definitely looked like a fourth wave. So this last push up we could now see a correction which can correct the whole move today. So I didn't want to be holding all of my swing long on that basis, and I decided to take profits on that. So that's really what we did this morning on the and we actually did a fairly good job as well on the spiders. We didn't trade it. I didn't buy any, but we pointed out this swing low as a probable swing low that was going to possibly be the low of the day. And one of the reasons we did that was because it was right in our target for the bigger pullback based on my morning outlook note that I put out this morning. But I always liked the third push, either up or down, as a place to buy or sell. The third push up is a place I like to sell if I'm long, and the third push down is somewhere I like to look for a bottom to get long. And so we clearly had that. Here's the first push down, second push, third push, and here was a spot that we monitored. We monitored the trace back, the pullback of this move higher, and it came right into I think the 61.8 or the 50% level that showed us that that. Let's see, where is the top of that? Come on, get on there. There, so it made it right to the 61.8. You can kind of see that. Not a great view of it, but anyway, so we're at 61.8, and then price took off, went to the top of the opening range, pulled back, and then hasn't looked back really. Here was that control bar value I pointed out this morning too. My thought was that we are going to go to the control bar value and chop around that starting in the afternoon. We got there a lot quicker than I thought, but we still got there, and now you can see that we all through the lunch hour basically till right here is when it broke out was at 1:23 Eastern time, and we broke out higher, and now we're going for the next control bar value, which is at 131.52. Anyways, I'll cut it off there. Just thought I'd show some of the members and non-members what you missed in the live trading lesson room this morning. Okay, take care. Bye.